वीतराग परमात्मा महावीर को नमन। अनंत शक्ति के स्रोत परम पूज्य गुरुदेव श्री महाश्रमण जी को नमन। हमारी अध्यात्म यात्रा, a journey and a deep journey of Paryushan and Daslakshan, now over, and we all back to normal in our life. But you know, the essence of that journey will affect our whole year and a good start of the spiritual year. So, just recollecting the previously, we discussed who is Siddha, who is liberated beings, who is Arhat, and how they are important part of our Jain congregation. And today we don't have Siddha in front of us because they are devoid of corporal existence. They are on the Siddhasila in the purest state. And Tirthankara, as you know, our land is a different land where time is cyclic. So we have Tirthankar, but not every time. Tirthankara, born here, got enlightenment, delivered their sermon, and left a big legacy behind us, for us. And that legacy is the legacy of knowledge. But today we don't have Tirthankar. So who is there? Who is important for our congregational activities? And in that context, I would like to talk about who is Acharya, the third point, and the in the hierarchy, Siddh is the first, Tirthankara second, but for our own understanding and our use and the direct tradition of knowledge, the Tirthankara got the prominent place. So in the Panch Parmeshtin, Arhat hold the rank first, Siddha the second, and then Acharya the third. So who is Acharya? Why Acharya is important? Why he is in the Panch Parmeshtin? So very, very important question. And today I would like to explain a bit. So first of all, let us take a term, achar. Achar means conduct. So to observe the ascetic conduct quite perfectly. So that is related to acharya. So here conduct is achar. Achar means those are the things which shape their life and also make a big impact on the people around him. So that is the conduct, achar, and one who followed strictly the achar is not indulging in any kind of deceit or hypocrisy. They are equal, inner and out. So, in their personality, inner personality and outer personality means nothing to hide, everything is clear in their life. So, that person who follows such a higher achar is going near to be a acharya. So, is there any type of conduct? Yes, there are five types of conduct. So first is Jnanachar, the achar, which is related to knowledge. So one who groom himself from day one with the knowledge, that is Acharya, and who has very specific knowledge of all the Jain scripture, then darshan, his purity of perception is amazing, and the perceptional purity is darshanachar. Even in a lighter way, we can take an understanding that he has the in-depth knowledge of Jaina philosophy and others' philosophy. He can understand and make others to understand how to discriminate, how to understand what is the similarity, what is not similarity, and the purity which is related to darshan is the purity of inner soul, that is darshan vishuddhi and darshanachar. Then charitrachar, in conduct, is very good and follow the rules and regulation, do's and don'ts as it is. Then tapachar, acharya, try to follow certain code and conduct and try to do various type of tapas, and that tapas could be the fasting, could be meditation, because under the umbrella of tap, a long list, 12 type of tapas. So Acharya try to observe one or other type of tapas: ansan, unodri, bhikshachari, ras parityag, kaya klesh, pratisanlinata, and like the final tapas is meditation. So interestingly, Acharya indulged himself more and more in tapas. Then Viryachar, Virya means energy, and he used his energy in a positive manner and channelize others' energy in a positive manner. So these are five types of conduct: Jnanachar, Darshanachar, Charitrachar, Tapachar, and Viryachar. So Acharya is well versed about all these things and he applied these achar in his life. So these five types of conduct are prominent. So definition of Acharya, who we can believe as a Acharya. So first thing, he is a religious preceptor and one who observe five types of conduct, which I discussed in my first slide, then who impart practical training of conduct to others. You know, the life of monk who live in this world, who eat, who sleep, who walk or talk is nothing different than a common people, because it is common need of every human being. So, when someone get initiation into monkhood, they need some practical training. And here, in the context of practical training, Acharya is very, very important. Still, I remember when we got initiation at that time, very young monks and nuns and having full energy and enthusiasm, so doing every work so fast. But Guru always insists us work in a pace. Don't do so fast that you forget the precept of non-violence. So, thou davasana gacheja. Don't walk so fastly. Don't see here and there while you walk. When you walk, try to be a walk. Try to be yourself like a walking meditation. Indulge in the walking meditation. It means your mind is not here, not there. You are fixed and you are walking. At that time you are observing the vow of ahimsa. So this still I remember when he initiated Gurudev Tulsi. He was above 70 and he asked, oh, who was walking? Then he say, we are coming that time from arms round. Then Gurudev say, no, I have seen you are walking like so fast. Then say, no, no. While you walk, no talking. One thing. While you walk, no peeping here and there. While you walk, total concentration on the front and Be aware, be vigilant not to kill any small insect, knowingly or unknowingly. If you be aware about the area samiti, means when you go and come, be aware about that. So this type of training is by Acharya became a lifetime memory in the mind of disciple, and then say, oh, so busy person, so high posted person, but still keeping eye on us, how we walk, how we talk, how we sit. Again, I remember fondly one more incident when we initiated. At that time there was a meeting, and just a normal mentality in India, if you come late you try to reach in front line, and we did so. So such mistake, so just we came and sat in the front of Gurudev. Then he say, okay, who was late? Then we raised our hand. Why you were late? Good day, we haven't seen the watch, and then we delayed. Okay, how you came here? No, yes, we seen there was a small space, so it is easy to audible thing. So that's why we came in front line. Then they say, okay, when you came in front line, did you take a permission or requested the people give you small path? Then no. So how you came just touching to other people? Then he say, no, this is not right. Sanghatta itta kainam. Kameha Avraham. If you come and crossing others at that time, ask politely. And then he given us a beautiful example of Japanese people, so humble, so kind. When they passing in front of someone, just they bow down and they ask for permission. And if the passage is small, they go so like humbly. So like this, first of all, can I come? You take permission. Don't touch their garments. Don't touch their body parts. Don't remove their articles, things, accessories. So be aware, and this is the right conduct of a monk. And I think this is also right for the householder as well. So Acharya, one who impart the training of conduct, even how to wash, how to use things, always telling us, we have plenty of things, but we have there is a limit. And being a monks and nuns, you don't follow the tradition of use and throw. You reuse things, wash it clean, and again, and that will make a big difference in your life. I I understand that how he said minimize the use of plastic bags. If you keep one bag in your arms round, use it properly for the dry things, but again wash it properly, dry it, and reuse until it is not torn. So not to make a big landfill and be a part of big landfill and garbage and pollution. So in this way, such a training, nice training by Acharya, even washing hands and how to reuse the water, what is used once, how to recycle, how to reuse in different part of your daily chore, daily work. So this type of training is behind the scene. It is the lesson of non-violence, and Acharya's main duty to train the sadhu, sadhvi, shravak, shravika in the path of non-violence. And the path of non-violence is the highest path. As in Acharang Sutra it is said that Paniya Vira Mahavihi, for the higher people, this path is this is the higher path. And which is the higher path? The training of non-violence is higher path. And Acharya always aware to give training, impart training to their disciples. And then if monks and nuns life is to that degree developed in non-violence, then that is again a learning lesson for the householders, and they can understand, oh, one can survive better in less things, better and less, eating less type of items, less type of clothes. When they see, oh, monks have only two dresses, and even they are so nice and fit, and they are not worrying and not spending hours and hours which dress I have to choose for the party or Sunday or Saturday or this and that, because in the limit they can make their life easy and less resources and the higher path of non-violence. And Acharya is, as I already discussed, one of the third part in the Panch Parmeshtin. So Panch Parmeshti, just Acharya is having the post on the third, Namo Ayariyanam. And Acharya, this common term, and there are so many Acharya, like Dharmacharya is one thing, but there are many Acharya of Sanskrit language, Acharya of different Prakrit language, Acharya of, like it is a kind of post, and there is also a surname Acharya. But here, Acharya, who is very high in the conduct, and one who is appointed on the post of Acharya by the previous Guru. So that is really important. Once a child went to his guru and he says, "Oh Gurudev, who is good? Who is higher, Guru or Shishya?" Then the Guru said, "Guru is definitely higher than Shishya." Then he say, "I don't want to be a Shishya. I want to be a Guru." But you know, if there are so many Guru and there is no Shishya, so without being a Shishya, without being a true disciple, nobody can be a Guru, because the grooming of a Shishya is leading a path towards the Guruship. So Gurudom, nowadays everybody in the race of to be a guru, but to be a shishya is very important, and very important training for the spiritual grooming. So it is important, be a good shishya, then you can be a good guru. I fondly remember a story, and the story is, once a 13-year-old boy asked his father, "What is the cost of this piece of cloth?" The boy said, "Father, it could be 100 rupees." Then his father said, "Okay, take this cloth, and uh, if you bring 200 rupees, I would be great and grateful, and I would be happy." So what he did, that boy, he washed that cloth so nicely and ironed it, and then made a nice fold of it, and he went to the railway station, and if he went bogie to bogie to sell his clothes. And finally, one person, he was so impressed, okay, it's so neat and clean cloth, and then says, "How and why?" He said, "Look, I got this cloth from my father. I added one thing. I have no training to do something on this cloth, but I added my effort, and I washed it nicely. I pressed it, and then I folded it." And the person in front of him has seen some good quality while talking to him, and he says, "So true, so nice." And he handed him 200 rupees. and he came to his father. Father, I sold it out in 200 rupees. Father was happy and he has given, okay, now I'm giving you next job. Take this another cloth and bring 500 rupees out of it. So he took that cloth. It was new and it was in a good quality cloth. So he went to one friend's shop, and his father was a great painter. He requested, could you make some small flowers on this cloth? He said, yes, of course. You wait because I have to finish my duty things, and then whatever rest color I will use free of cost on this place, on this cloth, and I will make a nice, beautiful flower on this. So he he was so happy, and finally he made so beautiful flower, and that he took that cloth and again went here and there, and finally he got 500 rupees. He sold it out. He brought 500 rupees and brought to his father. Father, I got 500 rupees. His father kept 400 rupees and given him 100 rupees as a prize, and he was so happy. And again his father given a bigger cloth and asked him, okay, go and sell it out in 2000 rupees. And he was again on one exam. Then he thought what to do. And something new, a new idea came in his mind. Oh, outside the city, there is a film world, and many stars are there, and a prominent um, star is here, and she is kind, and I heard that she is doing so much nice charity. So he went there and asked the actress, could you please do a nice signature on this cloth? And looking at his innocent face, she said, yes, of course. And she did. And then he started beading this cloth. And finally, his father asked him to uh, sell it in thousand. But when there is beading, it was bid like 12,000 rupees. And he was so happy. And then he came back, and then he asked his father, Father, I am succeed. And then he said, how you did, how you learned this? Then the boy said, the first thing I did, try to understand myself. When if there is a will, there is a way. And first I used my hands power, and I washed the dirty cloth and made it quality. So if you remove the dirt, so here Acharya, Guru, who removed the dirt from our life, he gave us conduct and he gave us lesson. So from that day, he said, first I understood the value of my hand, apne haath Jagannath. Then second thing, I went to take help from a painter, and he was my friend's father, and he given his own name also. So that flower was sold out in 500. And finally, when a named and famed a celebrity signatured on my piece of cloth, that is remarkable. And you know that 1000 you expected from me 1000, but I got 12,000. So similarly, first stage, we have to remove our dirt in the light of Guru's guidance. Second thing, we have to make some nice flower and positive qualities on the piece of cloth, not on the piece of cloth but in the life. And the third thing, when some celebrity touch, when some guru touch our life, when some acharya touch our life, that can make a big difference in our life. So when the actress signed that piece of cloth, that became so precious. Similarly, a guru who has the higher conduct in his own life and full of jnanachar, darshanachar, charitrachar, and tapachar, and that guru make his own sign, as we say, I'm a disciple of his holiness Acharya Sri Mahashramanji. And we see the his tradition, he has his own tradition, and he never stood up like in the election, okay, I want to be a Acharya. So humble, so pious, and so dutiful. When we seen Acharya Sri Mahashramanji in his own life as a disciple of Gurudev Tulsi, as a disciple of Acharya Mahapragya, so humble, so kind, down to earth, and that make a big difference. And now his life became a lesson, and we are lucky that Gurudev Tulsi signed our life in our initiation with his own signature. Acharya Mahapragya recited the vows for my Diksha. So that is again an ice on cake. And then finally, we are disciple of Acharya Mahapragya, Mahashramanji at present. So that is a big signature in our life, and we can purify ourselves, because we cannot say Guru, oh Gurudev, be always with us. Yes, Guru will be with us, but it is one who have to lit their own lantern. Once a disciple, he was taking training under a Sufi saint, and the Sufi saint given so much meditative practice and chanting and names and everything as Guru's signature. Then one day in the dark night, he say, okay, now your training is over, now you go to your village. He say, Gurudev, the night is very dark, the woods are dark and dense, so in that night it is very difficult to find the path. Then Guru says, okay, let me lit a laltan for you. Then he has taken a lantern and lit and then given to the disciple. He said, Gurudev, please walk with me. We all think walk with me, but walk with me is nobody can walk for you forever, even not mother, not father, not teachers. It is your own life, and you have to go sometime on the up road, uphill, downhill, and so many complex roads, and you have to take on your decision on the crossroads of the life. So it is very important. Then Guru say, okay, let me take hold your hand, and let me then on the outside of the ashram, Guru came there and finally said, okay Gurudev, now it is a time, and let me walk. But he said, oh, my laltan is so small, and the Guru's hand is no more. Then he said, Gurudev, how I can walk, because jungle is miles and miles long, my house is far away. Then he said, look, how this lighten, because this light is only small light. Then he say, as you walk, you can get the path, and as you walk you can make your own path, because the light is within your hand. So as you walk, light will move with you. Otherwise it is not easy, because it is your own light. Similarly, Guru kindle, rekindle within us the light of knowledge, light of conduct, and he given the five types of achara, and through these achara one can get a constant light from the soul. So guru is one who showed the path. So one, when guru is appointed, if there is a desire to be guru, as told the small child's story, might we feel it is a childish story, but in every person there is one guru, and that guru is your own soul. Appa so paramappa, your atma is your guru, because guru given you training, and then he said, okay, now you go in this world. Once a person, he want to learn swimming, and he said, I'm so scary of the water. I whenever I go near water, I feel the whole world is like a whirlpool and the world is moving, and I can't stay there. Then he said, no, without going in the water. One day, the teacher of swimming, he given so many lessons, but the water phobia, some people have the water phobia, and that water phobia is inside him. And he said, oh my god, if I drown, then guru said, don't think about that, but just go in the water, go in the water. But he was unable to go in the water. He said, I learned all the precept, how to swim, how to go, and I learned by heart. Then Guru said, no, without going in the deep water, you can't learn. And one day Guru was teaching, and Guru just pushed him in the water. He was, for first moment, he thought, I'm drowning. But again, every jeev, it is the definition of the jiva, jiji visha, one who has the desire to live. And every living being, even those who commit the suicide, finally, if they take little rest and avoid that whim of mind, even everybody, they can change their mind to do suicide. So, Guru, who just thrown in the water, and the disciple was so upset. Oh my God, I strongly believe in my Guru, but why he thrown me in the water? And then he started moving, because marta kya nahi karta. There either he can die, drown in the deep, and then he started moving his hands and legs, and finally he came on up on the water, and he took a good long breath, and then guru reached there, hold his hand, then he say, now you can swim. So we should not take ill of it, that it is Guru, it is Acharya who given us strong order, or giving us a hard technique to learn, or giving a push in the water, throwing in the water. Without throwing in the water, nobody can learn this. And similarly, in so many times, Guru use this technique, as you know. Guru is like a porter, and a porter makes some pot, earthen pot. He always keep a soft hand inside, but the upper hand he has one instrument, and then he is hitting it. So someone, if you see, oh my Guru is hitting me, no, that is also a technique. So Acharya is really a great preceptor and great life shaping person who shaped the life and trained in the conduct and given a path, leading towards the liberation. The capacity of Acharya, why he is appointed as a Acharya. So the first thing is well versed in the Sutra, because the long tradition of the Jainism is based on the knowledge, and the knowledge is power. If knowledge is transmuted from generation to generation, and for that, Acharya should be well versed in the canonical scriptural knowledge, one who know the meaning of all the sutra very well. So there are two types of agam: sutragam, arthagam. Sutragam means just the sutra, the aphorism of the agamas. Then explanation and meaning of the agamas. So Acharya's capacity has par excellence to impart the training of meaning. Then he is head of whole congregation, and without knowledge, nobody can go further, because knowledge is also a journey to keep the congregation flourishing. And also knowledge is the power. Also, those sangha where knowledge is predominant, it means those sangha also well established, and one person who has the eye opening knowledge within them, they don't lost in the worldly ocean, because monks and nuns, they are not living in the other world, they are living in the same world. So if they have knowledge and that congregational power, because knowledge is given by guru, given by upadhyay, mainly upadhyay is having the assigned duty, but for the meaning and the practical training is based on the acharya. Then sadhu also, Acharya and Sadhu having the same post. Sadhu is also, but Acharya is upgraded from the Sadhu. So Sadhu, Sadhvi, Shravak, Shravika, this is the full congregation of the Jain. And this congregation is the strength of Chaturvid Dharma Sangh. So those Shravakas who has the knowledge of agamas, they also became a part of congregation, and they also sometimes teaches sadhu and sadhvis. There are so many shravakas, they have in-depth knowledge even today. So sadhu and sadhvi, shravak and shravika is whole congregation, and the congregational leader is acharya. So this is the very important aspect of acharya's life. Then Acharya is endowed with eight types of sampada, eight types of glories, and these glories are internal glories and external glories. The first thing, Achar, when there is the acharya and he want to choose one, first criteria is one who is achar kusal, param achar kusal, one who is very good about the achar, about the conduct. Such person could be one nominee of the acharya. There is in Therapant Dharma Sangh, nobody could be a candidate to be an acharya. It is duty of acharya and utmost duty of acharya to pick one of his disciple who is very very alert, always alert day and night about the achar. Then sharira sampada, ayar sampada, Shruta Sampada. Shruta Sampada means the knowledge, one who acquired deep knowledge of scriptural and deep, strong faith on the scriptural knowledge. That is, could be a possible nominee of Acharya. Then Sharira Sampada. Here, beauty, handsomeness, and the external beauty is not much important, but that Sharira Sampada, Ahina Panchendriya, means one who one who po- uh, shifted towards the post of Acharya should be having a body with full panch indriya, means not less indriya, not vikalendriya. And also, being a leader, he should have some good fortunate body. Then Vachana Sampada, powerful speech. He can speak eloquently, and he can explain, and he can make his impact on the wider audience, not only Jain, not only non-Jain, but on the wider community. So Vachana Sampada, then Vachana Sampada means he have the capacity to impart the knowledge. The term is vachana, means teaching capacity is par excellence. Then mati sampada is endowed with the higher level of intellectual power, mati sampada. Then Paogamati means how to use that mati in different aspects. So that is Prayogamati. Then Parigya. Sangrah Parigya means he is the head of congregation. So how to keep Sangrah means more good qualitative disciples, Sravkas, and also accessories which is used for the sangha, and the libraries and book bhandar and manuscripts and so many other things. So these are eight types of glories and sampada. They are in the acharyas are endowed with these eight sampada, and really acharya having a prominent place in Jain congregation. So, acharyas are those who attain the perfection in their right conduct. They are like a candle or like a diva, and they can light hundreds of lamps. So, that's why Diva Sama Ayarya, Acharya is like a Deepak. They are the leaders and torch bearers of Shraman Nirgranth Pravachan. They are extremely patient and most qualified representative of Tirthankara. Again, very important, Tirthankar ke pratinidhi. Suppose someone is going to represent someone else, it means that person is endowed with some extra power. So they are really having the extra power because they are representative of the tirthankara, and this is the highest quality of the acharya. It is necessary to have the acharya in the absence of tirthankar to uplift human life and forthcoming dharma sadhana, sangha sadhana. So there is lot more to discuss about acharya, but I would like to take one viram over here, that now we discussed about acharya. There are 36 qualities of the acharya and so many other things. So let me stop here, and if you have any question, the floor is open to have your question, please. Omar. No question.
No, Vandami Shimni ji, I think you have explained so well, very well in simple way. तो कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है. बहुत अच्छी तरह आपने समझाया है.
Omar hum. And any like we continuously discussing about this panchaparmeshti, might be in my next lecture I will take who is upadhyay, so that would be again a clarity of these all panchaparmeshtin. And now I
जी.
conclude with the mangal part.
जी।
नमो अरहंताणं, नमो सिद्धाणं, नमो आयर्याणं, नमो वज्झायाणं, नमो लोये सब्बसाहूणम्। एसो पंच नमोक्कारो सब्ब पावपणासनो मंगलाणं च सब्बेसिं पडमं हवै मंगलम्। चत्तारि मंगलम् अरहंता मंगलम् सिद्धा मंगलम् साहु मंगलम् केवली पन्नत्तो धम्मो मंगलम। चत्तारि लोगुत्तमा अरहंता लोगुत्तमा सिद्धा लोगुत्तमा साहु लोगुत्तमा केवली पन्नत्तो धम्मो लोगुत्तमो। चत्तारि शरणं पवज्जामि अरहन्ते शरणं पवज्जामि सिद्धे शरणं पवज्जामि साहु शरणं पवज्जामि केवली पन्नत्तं धम्मं शरणं पवज्जामि। ये चार शरणा सगा और सगो ने कोई जे भव्य प्राणी आदरे अक्षय अमर पद होय। सिद्ध साधु प्रणमी करी ऋषभादिक 24 स्तवना करूं प्रमोद धरी। जय जसकर जगदीश जय जसकर जगदीश जय जसकर जगदीश। अंगूठे अमृत बसे लब्धि तना भंडार। श्री गुरु गौतम समरिये मन वांछित फलदातार मन वांछित फलदातार। ओम ह्रीं नमो आयर्याणम ओम ह्रीं नमो आयर्याणम ओम ह्रीं नमो आयर्याणम। आज के लिए किसी को भी कोई भी प्रकार का त्याग पचखांड लेना हो तो मन में धारणा करेंगे किसी एक वस्तु का धारणा प्रमाणे त्याग है।
कृतज्ञ सुनी, हम सब आपके आभारी हैं शम्मी जी। वंदामी नमस्ते।
ओम अर्हम
वंदामि नमस्सामि कृतज्ञोऽस्मि।
ओम अर्हम
वंदामि नमस्वामी।
ओम अर्हम
बाय।
वंदामि नमस्सामि।
हाँ ओम अर्हम
वंदामि नमस्सामि।
हाँ।